Hey guys, week 0 of college football. Um, so you know what that means? It means I'm gonna talk about college football. I'm only gonna be talking about the one big game, the Florida State versus Georgia Tech, which you could probably tell because of what I have shown up here on my computer. Boy, what a game! That was a fantastic game to watch. Very close. Um, but what are my thoughts on it? Was I surprised by the result? And what did I think about how the game was played and how the quarterbacks and really all the players played? Um, so, first off, I'm going to start out with am I surprised? And that is going to be a big fat no. I have said time and time again, Florida State is not that team. And I've been saying it since middle of last season. They are not that team, and that was even with their starting quarterback. I do not think that they are the um, the team that can make a run in the playoffs, even if they make a playoff somehow, and they did not. And I think that was definitely the right call. With their quarterback injured, they had really no offense. So what did they do in the offseason? They got DJ. I know him very well. I'm an Oregon State fan. I live in Corvallis, so yeah, I know him very well. And when I heard that he was going to Florida State, I hoped he was going to do a lot better. I really did. Um, but I had this looming thought, this feeling that I had pretty strong that DJ should have stayed. He should have stayed at Oregon State. Florida State, yeah, it's a big name team. Their football program is not on thin ice like Oregon State is. They don't know where they're going to go. We still don't know that as fans for Oregon State. So that's still kind of a head scratcher. Plus losing our head coach Jonathan Smith and having Trent Bray being brought up. I don't blame DJ for going to Florida State, but I think he would be doing better, and he definitely would be very much liked if he was at Oregon State. Um, and a lot of the players might have stayed because he was still there. So who knows? I I will say that with this game, he played his typical solid game, but there was no improvement. Um, he did much better than Georgia Tech's quarterback in the sense of he got a lot more yards, passing yards, but he never he gets in the stage of being having no sense of urgency. He does not have a sense of urgency. And it kind of seems like he just sticks with the program and sticks with it, which works well at Oregon State. But at Florida State, when you're playing big games, especially going to Ireland, you're going to have some sense of urgency because Georgia Tech, they came to play. And my hat's off to Georgia Tech. They looked pretty good. Um, they started running the ball, and that worked for them. Um, so with that being said, um, do I think that Florida State should be in the top 10? Heck no. I actually think after this game And it's very weird for me to say because I don't 100% know if there's going to be any changes with a week 0 game. But I would honestly say I would put Florida State out of the top 25 and put Georgia Tech somewhere in the 2025 rankings. I would. Florida State did not impress me at all. They have a lot of work to be done. Do I think that they're completely out of the running for playoffs? Heck no. There's 12 spots. There's so many spots. I think that they still have a chance. Now, if they lose a second game, they're in the hot seat. Third game, I would say that they're probably out. And that's because of the ACC. The ACC is not as strong. We've seen it time and time again. It's just Clemson was the last kind of team that was really, really, really good out of the ACC. Now, with that being said, who do I think could be doing well in the ACC? I think there's no question. I think it's Miami now. But we'll have to see how they play. So, my thoughts are, not surprised. I figured if Florida State's going to do well, they most likely are going to start out slow, or they're going to end slow. And it looks like this year they're going to start out slow, and hopefully they improve. Hopefully it's not just the typical kind of Florida State implosion that has happened historically in the past. Now, they've had some fantastic seasons in the past where they absolutely have dominated, and those are the years that they win national championship. This year is not starting out that way, so I think that they are in the hot seat. Do I think it's 100% DJ's fault? No. I think it was collectively just an issue of a couple of things. I will say, I do think that their receiver, Douglas, did a very good job. Williams has to get more yards. 12 carries, 38 yards. That is just unacceptable for a game, especially a game of this magnitude. You're not going to win without much of a running game. So, I think there's a lot of work to be done in Florida State with their football team. And that's just kind of how the start is. There's not much more to say. There's going to be a lot of good games coming out week 1. I'm excited to see how Oregon State will do. I'll be at that game. I'm excited for seeing how Alabama will play. That one will be exciting. Miami, I'm excited for that too. Oregon as well. It's week 1 is kind of where you gauge how your team is going to fare starting out. Get some good ideas of how the team is going to be ran. If there's mistakes, you learn the mistakes and you make the changes. So, yeah. It was an exciting start. Already an upset, top 10 upset. So, that was exciting to watch. I think this season is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun. Do I think there's going to be more upsets? Yeah, I think this is going to be the year that there's going to be quite a few upsets going on. And quite a few people are thinking that as well. This could be a very exciting year. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. And go Beavs and Roll Tide.